Roddy McDowall. Roderick Andrew Anthony Jude McDowall, 17 September 1928 – 3 October 1998, was a British-born American actor, film director and photographer. He is best known for portraying Cornelius and Caesar in the original Planet of the Apes film series, as well as Galen in the spin-off television series. He began his acting career as a child in England, and then in the United States, in How Green Was My Valley 1941, My Friend Flicka 1943, and Lassie Come Home 1943. As an adult, McDowall appeared most frequently as a character actor on radio, stage, film, and television. For portraying Augustus in the historical drama Cleopatra 1963, he was nominated for a Golden Globe Award. Other titles include The Longest Day 1962, The Greatest Story Ever Told 1965, That Darn Cat 1965, Inside Daisy Clover 1965, Bedknobs and Broomsticks 1971, The Poseidon Adventure 1972, Funny Lady 1975, The Black Hole 1979, Class of 1984-1982, Fright Night 1985, Overboard 1987. He also served in various positions on the Board of Governors for the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences and the Selection Committee for the Kennedy Center Honors, further contributing to various charities related to the film industry. He was a founding member of the National Film Preservation Board in 1989 and represented the Screen Actors Guild on this board until his death. Biography. Early life. McDowall was born at 204 Hernhill Road, Hernhill, London, the only son of London-born Thomas Andrew McDowall (1896–1978), a merchant seaman of distant Scottish descent, and his Irish wife Winifred ní Corcoran. Both of his parents were enthusiastic about the theatre. He and his elder sister, Virginia, were raised in their mother's Catholic faith. He attended St. Joseph's College, Beulah Hill, Upper Norwood, a Roman Catholic secondary school in London. British films. Appearing as a child model as a baby, McDowall appeared in several films as a boy. After winning an acting prize in a school play at age 9, he started appearing in films: Murder in the Family 1938, I See Ice 1938 with George Formby. McDowall appeared in Convict 99 1938 and Hey! Hey! USA 1938 with Will Hay. Early U.S. films. McDowall's family moved to the United States in 1940 after the outbreak of World War II. He became a naturalized United States citizen on 9 December 1949 and lived in the United States for the rest of his life. McDowall's American career began with a part in the 1941 thriller Manhunt, directed by Fritz Lang. It was made by 20th Century Fox, who also produced McDowall's next film How Green Was My Valley 1941, where he met and became lifelong friends with actress Maureen O'Hara. The film won the Academy Award for Best Picture, and McDowall's role as Hugh Morgan made him a household name. Fox put him in another war film, Confirm or Deny 1941. Then he played Tyrone Power as a boy in Son of Fury, the story of Benjamin Blake 1942. Stardom. Fox promoted McDowall to top billing for On the Sunny Side 1942. He was billed second to Monty Woolley in The Pied Piper 1942, playing a war orphan. Then he had top billing again for an adaptation of My Friend Flicka 1942. Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer borrowed McDowall for the star role in Lassie Come Home 1943, a film that introduced an actress who would become another lifelong friend, Elizabeth Taylor. MGM kept him on to play a leading role in The White Cliffs of Dover 1944. Back at Fox, he played Gregory Peck as a young man in The Keys of the Kingdom 1944. In 1944, exhibitors voted McDowall the number 4 star of tomorrow. Fox gave McDowall another starring vehicle, Thunderhead Son of Flicka 1945. They reunited him with Wooly in Molly and Me 1945, which was made as an attempt to turn Gracie Fields into a Hollywood star. McDowall went back to MGM to support Walter Pidgeon in Holiday in Mexico 1946. Theater. McDowall turned to the theater, taking the title role of young Woodley in a summer stock production in Westport, Connecticut in July 1946. In 1947, he played Malcolm in Orson Welles' stage production of Macbeth in Salt Lake City, and played the same role in the actor-director's film version in 1948. Monogram Pictures. McDowall then signed a 3-year contract with Monogram Pictures, a low-budget studio that welcomed established stars, to make 2 films a year. McDowall starred in 7 films for them, for which he also worked as associate producer. Rocky 1948, a boy and dog story directed by Phil Carlson; Kidnapped 1948, an adaptation of the Robert Louis Stevenson story, where he played David Balfour, directed by William Bodine; Tuna Clipper 1949, a fishing tale, again directed by Bodine; Black Midnight 1949, a horse story directed by Bud. 1950s television and theater. McDowall left Hollywood to relocate to New York City. He began appearing on television, notably shows like Celanese Theater, Broadway Television Theater, Medallion Theater, Campbell Summer Sound Stage, Armstrong Circle Theater, Encounter, Robert Montgomery Presents, including an adaptation of Great Expectations, where he played Pip, the Elgin Hour, Pond's Theater, General Electric Theater, the Kaiser Aluminum Hour, Lux Video Theater, Goodyear Playhouse, the Alcoa Hour, Kraft Theater, Matinee Theater. McDowall also had significant success on the Broadway stage. He was in a production of Miss Alliance 1953 that ran for 130 performances and which McDowall said broke the mold in how he was judged as an actor. He followed it with Escapade 1953 with Carol Baker and Brian Ahern, Year 11's No Time for Sergeants 1955-57, which was a huge hit, Diary of a Scoundrel 1956, and Good as Gold 1957. He had a big critical success with Compulsion 1957-58 based on Leopold and Loeb, although McDowall was not cast in the film version. He followed it with Handful of Fire 1958, Noel Coward's Look After Lulu 1959, and Peter Brook's The Fighting Cock 1960. The latter earned him a Tony Award. 1960, Return to Hollywood. McDowall was in another big Broadway hit when he played Mordred in the musical Camelot 1960-63 with Julie Andrews and Richard Burton. He played Ariel in a TV production of The Tempest 1960 with Richard Burton and Morris Evans, then appeared in his first Hollywood movie in almost a decade, The Subterraneans 1960. He followed it with Midnight Lace 1960. McDowall continued to work on television in shows such as Sunday Showcase, Naked City, and Play of the Week. He was in a TV production of The Power and the Glory 1961 with Laurence Olivier, George C. Scott, and Julie Harris. In 1963, McDowall appeared as Octavian in the film production of Cleopatra, which starred Elizabeth Taylor. While filming in Europe, he appeared in Foxy's war movie, The Longest Day 1963. He continued to guest on television series such as Arrest and Trial, The Alfred Hitchcock Hour, 11th Hour, Kraft Suspense Theater, Combat, Ben Casey, 12 O'Clock High, Run for Your Life, The Invaders, and appeared as a special guest villain as the bookworm on Batman. He had a supporting role in Foxy's Shock Treatment 1964 and United Artists' The Greatest Story Ever Told 1965. He was third billed in The Third Day 1965 and one of many names in The Loved One 1965. McDowall went to Disney for That Darn Cat 1965 and had a role in Inside Daisy Clover 1965. McDowall had a starring role in Lord Love-a-Duck 1966. He also appeared in The Defector 1966 and returned briefly to Broadway for The Astrakhan Coat 1967. Disney gave him the star role in The Adventures of Bullwhip Griffin 1967, and he was top billed in The Cool Ones 1967 and It 1967. He was in a TV production of St. Joan 1967 and provided the voice for Cricket on the Hearth 1967. He guest starred in the series The Felony Squad. In 1968, McDowall appeared in one of his memorable roles when he was cast in Planet of the Apes as the ape Cornelius. He would later go on to appear in 3 sequels and a TV spin-off from the film. He was Prince John in The Legend of Robin Hood 1968 for TV and appeared in 5 Card Stud 1968, Journey to the Unknown, It Takes a Thief, Mita's Run 1969, Hello Down There 1969, Angel, Angel, Down We Go 1969, Night Gallery 1969, The Name of the Game in Medical Center, 1970s. McDowall made his debut as director with The Ballad of Tam Lin 1970. As an actor he was in Pretty Maids All in a Row 1971. McDowall was not in the first Apes sequel but was in the second, Escape from the Planet of the Apes 1971. He was in the TV movies Terror in the Sky 1971, What's a Nice Girl Like You 1971, and A Taste of Evil 1971, and Disney's Bedknobs and Broomsticks 1971. He guest starred on Ironside, The Carol Burnett Show, Lumbo 1972, Short Fuse, The Delphi Bureau, The Rookies, Mission Impossible, Barnaby Jones, and McCloud. McDowall made his third Apes film with 1972's Conquest of the Planet of the Apes. He had supporting roles in The Life and Times of Judge Roy Bean 1972 and The Poseidon Adventure 1972 and starred in a pilot that did not go to series, Topper Returns 1973 and The Legend of Hell House 1973. His final Apes movie was Battle for the Planet of the Apes 1973. He also appeared in Macmillan and Wife, Love, American Style, Arnold 1973, a remake of Miracle on 34th Street 1973, The Elevator 1974, and The Snoop Sisters also 1974, a cameo appearance as a grocery store manager in the film Dirty Mary Crazy Larry. He starred in the short-lived TV spin-off series of Planet of the Apes 1974. During a guest appearance on The Carol Burnett Show, he came on stage in his Planet of the Apes makeup and performed a love duet with Burnett. Asked about his career in a 1975 interview, McDowall said, "I just hope to keep working and in interesting things." Late 1970s. For the rest of the 1970s, McDowall alternated between features, TV films, and TV series. Features included Funny Lady 1975, Mean Johnny Barrows 1976, Embryo 1976, Sixth and Main 1977, Lazar Blast 1978, Rabbit Test 1978, The Cat from Outer Space 1978 for Disney, Circle of Iron 1978, Scavenger Hunt 1979, Nutcracker Fantasy 1979 doing voice-over for the English language edition, and Disney's TV series included Policewoman, Mowgli's Brothers, Harry O, The Feather and Father Gang, Wonder Woman, Flying High, The Love Boat, Dollar Weepsteak Dollar, Supertrain, Heart to Heart, A Man Called Sloane, Trapper John M.D., the pilot episode, Buck Rogers in the 25th Century Planet of the Slave Girls, and Mork and Mindy. He also had a regular role in the short-lived sci-fi series The Fantastic Journey 1977. TV movies included Flood, 1977, The Riemann Exchange 1978, The Immigrants 1978, and The Thief of Baghdad 1978. Early 1980s. McDowall's TV movie/miniseries work in the 1980s included The Martian Chronicles 1980, The Memory of Eva Riker 1980, The Return of the King 1980, on which he did voice-over work, The $1,000,000 Face 1981, Judgment Day 1981, Twilight Theater 1982, Me West 1982, This Girl for Hire 1983, The Zany Adventures of Robin Hood 1984, London and Davis in New York. TV series included Boomer and Miss 21st Century, Fantasy Island several times, Fairy Tale Theater, Tales of the Gold Monkey, a series regular, Small and Fry Hotel, and George Burns Comedy Week. McDowall's features included Charlie Chan and The Curse of the Dragon Queen 1981, Evil Under the Sun 1982, Class of 1984-1984, and the cult classic horror Fright Night 1985. Voice-over work and late 1980s. McDowall began to play many voice-over roles, such as Zoo Ship 1985, GoBots Battle of the Rock Lords 1986, and The Wind in the Willows 1987. TV series included Bridges to Cross 1986, in which McDowall was a regular, The Wizard, Murder, She Wrote, Matlock, and Nightmare Classics, and TV movies included Remo Williams, The Prophecy, and Around the World in 80 Days 1989. In 1987, he had supporting roles in Dead of Winter and Overboard, on which he also served as executive producer. Other features included Doin' Time on Planet Earth 1988, Fright Night Part 2 1989, Big Picture 1989, Cutting Class 1989, and Heroes Stand Alone 1989. In 1989, he said, "I feel as Henry Fonda did, that every job I get may be my last. I'm one of those creatures born to be working. I feel better when I'm working. I don't like it when I'm not working, and I've never worked as much as I want to." 1990s. McDowall's 1990s work included The Color of Evening 1990, Shakma 1990, Going Under 1990, An Inconvenient Woman 1991, Angel 1991, Deadly Game 1991, The Naked Target 1992, Double Trouble 1992, The New Lassie 1992, Quantum Leap, A Leap for Lisa 1992, The Evil Inside Me 1993, I Straw, Dead Man's Island, Remember When, Unlikely Angel 1996, The Second Jungle Book, Mowgli and Baloo 1997, Something to Believe in 1998, and Loss of Faith 1998. He did voices for The Pirates of Dark Water 1991-92, Timmy's Gift, A Precious Moments Christmas 1992, Camp Candy, The Legend of Prince Valiant 1992, Darkwing Duck 1992, Two Stupid Dogs, SWAT Cats, The Radical Squadron, Batman, the animated series, Red Planet, The Tick, Galaxy Beat, Gargoyles, Duckman, Private Dick/Family Man, Pinky and the Brain, The New Batman. In 1997, McDowall hosted the MGM Musicals tribute at Carnegie Hall. Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences. McDowall served for several years in various capacities on the Board of Governors of the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences, the organization that presents the Oscar Awards, and on the selection committee for the Kennedy Center Awards. He was chairman of the Actors Branch for 5 terms. He was elected president of the Academy Foundation in 1998, the year that he died. He worked to support the Motion Pictures Retirement Home, where a rose garden named his honor was officially dedicated on 9 October 2001 and remains a part of the campus. Photographer and author. McDowall received recognition as a photographer working with Look, Vogue, Collier's, and Life. His work includes a cover story on Me West for Life and the cover of the 1964 Barbra Streisand album, the third album. He took the photograph when Streisand performed on the Judy Garland television show in October 1963. He published 5 books of photographs, each featuring photos and profile interviews of his celebrity friends interviewing each other, such as Elizabeth Taylor, Judy Garland, Judy Holliday, Maureen O'Hara, Katharine Hepburn, Lauren Bacall, and others. It started with Double Exposure in 1968. Personal life. Although McDowall made no public statements about his sexual orientation during his lifetime, several authors have claimed that he was discreetly homosexual. McDowall was a Democrat and was supportive of Adlai Stevenson's campaign during the 1952 presidential election. In the spring and summer of 1965, while working on Inside Daisy Clover, McDowall made 8 movies on set and in Malibu, California, of the cast and his friends. Long after his death, they were transferred to video and uploaded to YouTube. In 1974, the FBI raided McDowall's home and seized his collection of films and television series in the course of an investigation into film piracy and copyright infringement. His collection consisted of 160 16mm prints and more than 1,000 video cassettes, at a time before the era of commercial videotapes, when there was no legal aftermarket for films. McDowall had purchased Errol Flynn's home cinema films and transferred them all to tape for longer-lasting archival storage. No charges were filed. Death. On 3 October 1998, at age 70, McDowall died of pancreatic cancer at his home in Los Angeles. His body was cremated and his ashes were scattered into the Pacific Ocean on 7 October 1998 off Los Angeles County. Dennis Osborne, a screenwriter, had cared for the actor in his final months. The media quoted Osborne as having said, "It was very peaceful. It was just as he wanted it. It was exactly the way he planned." Filmography. Film. Television. Stage. Radio appearances.